Well, hello, hello.
Hi, everybody.
Good evening. As of right now, we have two people watching. Well, hello to the two people that are watching. Drop us a comment so we know that this is working. It says that it is. So, how's everybody doing tonight? So, we've been pretty busy lately with the remodel on our home. As you guys can see in the background there on the floor, you see some like a cardboard tread. That's for the contractors to walk in and out without damaging the hardwood floor.
Rhino paper.
Rhino paper. Yeah, I had a brain fart.
Cardboard.
Yeah. So everything's going good. That's about it, really. We haven't had much snow. And the snow that we have had, we haven't been able to plow at all. There's been nothing to plow at all. So kind of a dud for a winter so far, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't even really call this winter here. Today was like 50 degrees out.
I know. This is crazy.
My son riding on his bike.
I was cleaning the garage today in a short sleeve shirt
in
the middle of the winter. So, I mean, this is the craziest season we've ever had so far. I mean, between the drought we had this summer and now there's no snow.
It's unbelievable.
All you could do at this point is just laugh it off.
I know. Well, on the brighter side, maybe spring is coming our way sooner and we can start spring cleanups sooner than later.
I tell you what, if the weather's good come March, for some reason, we're going to start cleanups. We're going to get back out there and start making money.
Yep.
Normally, it's around April is when we get started, but I don't know. This weather's been crazy, so I'm kind of chomping at the bit to get an early start on it if Mother Nature lets us.
Oh, yeah.
One boy, good evening. Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while. Haven't had a whole lot of videos and things to make because we're not out actively working. I mean, there's been no snow. I've been trying to give you guys some repair videos and stuff, and there will be lots more repair videos coming your way. It's just, I just got to buckle down and film, honestly. I've been taking a little break here and there, spending quality family time with the missus and the family and the kids.
We have been on a pretty large job, actually. We've been pretty lucky. We have a customer that uses us all season, and he always has work for us, which is awesome. So since we haven't had much snow at all, he's had us doing a good amount of big jobs around his house. We were on a huge pruning job at his house. They had these very mature rhododendrons, huge, massive burning bushes that just got so chaotic. You guys have actually seen his property in a few of our videos. And we didn't end up filming that job because the job itself was just so massive. We really had to focus and remain focused on it. But we are, if he accepts our quote for some more work that we are going to be doing moving forward in the next week or so, and we'll probably take you guys along on that. He wants he's got a whole area, he's got a very long driveway. How long would you say that driveway is?
At least 300 feet.
Yeah, so about 300 feet.
Least.
And all along one side of it, he has a bunch of blueberry bushes that are no longer producing fruit. So he possibly wants those all taken out and stuff like that. So we might be able to get some footage for you guys on that. Yeah.
We have footage coming your way. I promised you guys some good repair videos. A lot of you guys have asked me to do walker repair, engine builds and stuff like that. I will do it for you as promised. It's just I had to get the garage in order. I spent most of the day today cleaning that thing top to bottom, power washed the floor, reorganized all the machines in there so it didn't look like a bomb went off. I just couldn't take it anymore.
I couldn't either.
How do you think I feel? I'm working out there.
We've been here for 2 years, and I think finally I see the light at the end of the tunnel to see kind of the color of the garage floor when we bought the house. The house, when we bought this house, the garage was meticulous. It was gorgeous, and
not anymore.
That went downhill real quick, but it's coming back, thankfully, because I was getting worried. I'm like, is this ever going to come back? But
well, the problem with the floor is that it's like a cream color.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just look at it and it gets dirty. You don't even have to put a machine on it or do anything. Eventually, I am going to change the color of that floor to a darker color, just so we can so it's aesthetically pleasing.
It's a beautiful floor, though. What
Yeah,
is, like, epoxy or
it's
something,
an
or?
epoxy floor that's on there, but it just gets, it's the color. It's the color of this hat right here.
Mhm.
You just look at it and it gets dirty, and I'm sick of looking at a dirty floor. So we're going to be changing that eventually, but right now, main focus was cleaning out all the junk that was in there and power washing the floor, reorganizing all the tools so I can find them. It looked like a bomb went off because that's sometimes what happens when you're in the middle of a season and trying to do a bunch of things at once. I call it thrashing. Sometimes you're thrashing out there trying to get something done, and then over time, it gets to be crazy and out of control. But
It's like a black hole that you can't climb out of.
yeah, yeah, it's like, oh, I'll clean that later. I'll get to that another day, and then that day comes and you don't do it. But I buckle down and it's done. So real quick, let's read some comments because they're starting to come in. Cottoms, what's happening, brother? Yeah, this
Hi,
winter
Tommy
is a
Kyle.
joke. This he said this winter's a joke. He's not kidding.
It's like non-existent.
Where's the snow?
I know, it's crazy.
I
I don't think I would. I don't think I would have ever been praying for snow. Um, I'm ready for some kind of storm that's a plowable storm.
Yeah, so you guys know we're not a big fan of plowing snow. We do it because it's part of the business. And usually when a snowstorm comes, we're like, really? But now we're like, come on, we need some snow here just for the money aspect. We've had a crappy season with mowing and now no snow at all. So it's like, geez, hopefully 2023 is going to be like our best year yet. But it's craziness what's going
I
on.
looked at so many sanders and salters out this winter, and I told Brandon, I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I really see that in our near future. As much as I don't want to get into it, because I know it's really not good for the trucks. But there's been all these storms that we haven't been plowing that we could have been out salting because it's been cold enough when there is a little bit of snow, or freezing rain and stuff, but not enough to really plow, but definitely enough to pre-treat,
Yeah.
parking lots, our customers' driveways, anything like that. So it's something that we're kind of considering maybe for next year. We'll see. I'm not quite sure if we're ready to make the investment in that yet.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I'm me and Renee were talking about this. Another 2023 goal was to lock down some commercial properties. Right now, we don't really have any. Actually, we don't have any. We're just doing residential. We have 75 residential customers, and I'd like to lock down some commercial customers. Um, that's where the money's at around here, at least. So, Hotch Property Maintenance says, "Good evening. Good evening, Mike in New Jersey. What's up, Mike? I plow, but I'll take no snow. Still fired up to get going already."
Mm-hmm.
We feel you on that. We're fired up. We're chomping at the bit to get back out there, start making some money. Cox and Son Machine. Hey guys, what's going on? You want to read the next one?
No, you can read it. I can't really see that far away.
Andre Diaz. Hi, I am Mexican. You work very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ziggy's, what's happening, Ziggy's?
Hey guys.
Is it Steve or Jimmy that I'm talking to? Either way, guys, I met up with Ziggy's. Me and Renee met up with Ziggy's a couple weeks ago now, right? 2-3 weeks
It
ago.
was I think it was 2 weeks ago today. Is today Saturday? Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago
Yeah.
today.
So we met up with them a couple weeks ago. They happened to be in Massachusetts visiting family. Great time, great people, and they even gave me a Walker hat.
Yeah.
I wear it proudly. Thank you so much.
I got to meet Jenna.
Yes.
She's amazing.
Yes. Guys, they got a great channel. If you haven't checked them out yet, go check them out. Ziggy's Lawn and Landscape. They're another fellow YouTube channel, and they're fantastic. There's no doubt in my mind that they'll be a very big channel, and they do great work, and they're great people. So check them out if you haven't already. Cody Spears, hello from Minnesota, guys. Hey, Cody, how you doing? Hopefully you're staying busy out there. Ziggy says, hello, lawn boy. Four Seasons with Martin, hello from Virginia. Thanks for tuning in all the way from Virginia. How's things going out there in Virginia? Cottoms, let's pray for an early spring. Looking for a salter myself tomorrow. It's super profitable. I talked to a few people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Then around here, I think it's like $90 to $100 for a ton of salt. How much is it in you guys' like other areas?
Yeah, I don't even
like
know
how
what
much
salt
is
goes
it
for.
in Jersey and stuff? I wonder. Yeah, I think around here it's about $90 to $100 a ton. I think.
The only time I bought it was in bags, and that's for our house.
Well, it's so much less to buy it in bulk.
Oh yeah.
It's like to buy a 1 ton of bags. I think it's like $400 to $500.
Yeah, I believe it. One boy says, would you get a tailgate spreader or the big bed-sized one? That's a good question.
So I didn't like really think too much into this, but what kind would we like? We have a dump insert, so is there any kind of difference of what we would need? Like, how does that work?
The only thing I'd be worried about is
It rotting it?
no, how the dump insert is not the same width of the actual bed. It comes in and kind of tapers in at the bottom. I'm not sure if that would fit, but if we ran into some sort of problem like that, it'd probably just be one of the ones that you get that mounts on the hitch itself. I've seen those. Okay. Troy. Right, we're at Troy.
Right here.
Yeah. Snow, what's that? I'm in Arizona. We just cut grass every day out here. That's awesome. Lucky you. I wish we were cutting grass right now. Joel says, we got snow here in Vermont. I'm sure you do.
We love Vermont.
Vermont's awesome.
Brandon and I went on this trip. It was, oh my gosh, let me see. So it was before we had the kids. So it was over 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And actually, at that time, we were still living in Dedham. It was before we bought our first house. So this was a while ago, but we took a trip up to Vermont. We had never been prior to this trip. And it was funny because at the time I was working in the hair salon, like all my clients, they were like big skiers and stuff. So I'm like, oh, going up to Vermont. You know, I don't know what we're going to do. Like, we're not like big snow people as far as like skiing or tubing or anything like that. So Brandon and I decided, we got up there. We had like no plan with this trip other than where we were staying. And I said to him one day, I'm like, let's go snowmobiling. We've never been snowmobiling. And we went, and at first, like, I made this huge stink because he's like, let's just get one snowmobile and you can ride on the back. And I'm like, no, I want my own. So then I saw like all these people driving it before we went, and I'm like, I think I'll ride on the back with you. But I wouldn't just tell him, like, because I was like afraid to drive it. I'm like, because I just want to like take pictures on the back. So at one point halfway through, like the instructor was really neat. They let us switch spots. I only drove for like 10 minutes. I felt like the thing was going to go off the side of the mountain. Come to find out, when I got back to Massachusetts, one of my clients, I was explaining to her this experience, and she's like, Renee, it's not supposed to handle like that. That unit must have been damaged. I'm like, well, that would make sense. Didn't you feel like it had like some resistance to it? It was really weird.
Yeah, so it kind of had like bump steer issues. Like, we were in a mountain, and if you missed the turn on the mountain, there is no fence or any sort of railing. You're going right over it and falling to your death. So, you know, going into the corners, we weren't really going that fast, but I'd turn the wheel, and the machine would kind of like push on me. It was like it was very bouncy, and it wouldn't turn. It was like just pushing. So I had to make the turn way early, and I didn't like that. I didn't know if there was something wrong with the machine or whatnot, but it was very dangerous. and I'm all about dangerous stuff.
We really had no business being, but we were just like I said, these rookies up in Vermont in the middle of ski season. And we're like, we got to find something to do. Like, we want to see what the hype is all about up here.
So we got into this open field at the end, and the guy goes, all right, well, we've completed the whole tour here, so here's an open straightaway. If you want to open it up, I won't tell you how fast or slow you go. You just do it on your own. And that was like music to my ears. I think we went around 85 miles an hour on it.
Yeah,
I think that was
it was a
maxed
lot of
out.
fun. It was
It
a
was
lot
fast.
of fun, though.
It was fast. I opened that thing right up.
We still talk about that trip to this day, though. It was like the best trip we ever took going up to Vermont.
But even, I mean, when I got off it, I said to her, "This is dangerous."
After we had the kids, I was like, "Oh, we both loved that trip in Vermont. Let's go back up there and go
Yeah.
snowmobiling again." He said, "We can go to Vermont, but we're not snowmobiling again.
All right, now
the kids need us."
Yeah, now that there's kids involved and stuff like that. I mean, if I was on it myself, I wouldn't care. But I have my precious cargo here, and we have a family now, so you can't be acting crazy. All right, let's get back to the comments. Okay, so Lynn Samuel, how are you planning on getting commercial customers? Good question. I haven't even thought that much about it yet. I do know some people that have commercial buildings that I could reach out to. I utilize Facebook ads a lot. When we're in season, I utilize that. I even utilize the newspaper. I put ads in the newspaper for lawn mowing, and believe it or not, the phone rings off the hook when we do that.
We haven't had to do that though for like a couple of years now.
Yeah, but when we need to draft up new customers, we do. So that might be one of the things we do. Triton of CNC. He says, Steve from North Carolina. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. S. Lazada, how's it going? It's going good. We're hanging in there. Not a whole lot going on our end besides the addition. Excuse me, we've been putting on a house. Other than that, just been wrenching out in the garage every now and then, trying to get things ready for the upcoming season. KLC Ken, good evening, Brandon and Renee. What's happening, Ken?
Hey,
Thanks
Ken.
for tuning in. Ken says, you let Ziggy's in here? Yikes. They sell ride-on blowers just to buy another same one right after. Hey, they got to do what you got to do. Yeah. Ziggy says, laugh out loud. KLC Ken opened it right up, Brandon. Yeah, we saw your race day car video.
I love it.
Yeah, you're right on that. You know what's funny? When I was in the car.
Oh, let's hear that. Let's hear this.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. When I was in the car, it felt fast. Because you're hitting the corners and it's throwing you. You feel everything, and it felt fast. But when I watched it on video, I was like, man, that was slow. But to my defense, the cars were detuned. But yeah, it was slow. I thought it was fast, but it wasn't. When I watched that video, I was kind of disappointed. But I would believe it or not, I was flat-footing that car. That was all it had. And another thing is too, like on the Rusty Wallace version of that ride, they give you full reign to do whatever you want. However, you smash the car, you pretty much own it. You need to buy it out. Even with the insurance they have, it's what are they? If you wrap the car up, it's like what?
No, if you do it intentionally for reckless driving.
No, but I think it was like around $1,200 deductible if you put it in the wall.
On purpose.
No, not on purpose. No, that doesn't work that way.
If someone drove in front of you, you weren't responsible for the car. No. That's why we bought.
So if you wreck the car, you got to pay. So that was another thing in the back of my mind. And the only thing that kind of ticked me off about that is that they threatened to throw me off the track twice for passing people when I wasn't given the command to. So even though you're out there driving the car at your own pace, they tell you when you can and can't pass people. So I was getting a little angry with that, so I just did my own thing. And they come over the radio and they said, "You do it again, you're off the track." But I was like a kid in a candy store out there having fun. I actually bought more laps than I had initially gone there with. What'd you get me? 10 laps?
I think so.
So the deal was 10 laps, and I ended up purchasing 20 because I'm like, you know what? 10 isn't going to be enough. And then Yeah. But yeah, the car was slow. And if I had more time out there, I would have gotten a lot faster with it. I could tell you that. But it was slow. All right. Lynn Samuel, what were you doing before lawn care, and what got you in the lawn care business? Any advice for a husband in lawn care business? All right, well, I'll start with me on that one. That's a very good question. I worked for a company building nuclear submarines. I was there for 10 years. Um, I was a sound dampening technician. My job was to ensure that the submarine went through the water without making noise. Um, you want to explain what you did prior
Yep,
to
I
lawn
was a
care?
hairdresser for 10 years. And I took a leave of absence when I had our second child. I went back to
Mm,
work after like 3 months of being on maternity leave with our son. And then once I had Audrey, I took a leave of absence. Brandon had just started the lawn care business the season before that. And he needed help. We could not find reliable help. So I ended up leaving my job and helping him. And I do still miss it. But it is nice being self-employed, which is good. And I do like lawn care.
yeah. So what got me interested in lawn care was I got tired of punching a time clock at my job doing the same old thing for 10 years. I worked all three shifts at that particular job. I started out on second shift, which was tough. And then I went to first shift for a while, and I actually did overnights. And it's a very tough lifestyle. Working in a submarine is not fun. You know, you're curled up in a ball in tight, congested areas, and there's a lot of other tradesmen that are working over above you and stuff like that. It's very physical, hard work. And what happened was I was an assistant supervisor there. I had moved up the ranks to an assistant supervisor, but they would not promote me to an actual supervisor. They kept choosing friends and family over me, and kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. Now, when I had bought our first house that me and Renee were living in, I had wanted to have a nice yard. So I went on YouTube and I was looking up how to have a nice yard. You know, I've always been a fan of the lawn stripes and stuff like that. So I started watching all the the famous YouTube lawn care channels: Brian's Lawn Maintenance, Keith Kalfas, GCI Turf, all these guys, Ryan Noah Lawn Care, and I started getting like kind of infatuated with it. And once I started taking care of my own yard, my gears started turning. You know, maybe I could go out on my own and leave the typical 9 to 5 job and actually make the kind of money that I feel like I should be making. And that's really how that all started. I put it I started my lawn started looking real good at my house. And then I had people coming by, walking by saying, "Wow, I like your yard. You want to do mine?" And I would be like, "Yes, that's cool, absolutely." And I was doing it on the side. Then I ended up putting an ad in the paper, and next thing you know, we had what 15, 20 clients, and I didn't even have an actual commercial
Hmm.
lawnmower yet. I was using a push mower. So that's how it all started, and then it got to the point where lawn care was interfering with my day job, and my day job was interfering with lawn care. So I couldn't juggle the both of them. So I had to make a decision. What's it going to be? Well, I was already tired of the 9 to 5 lifestyle. So me and Renee talked it over, and we dove into it. And if I have any advice for a husband and wife lawn care team, go all in. Um, it's not going to be an easy ride. You're going to have good months, bad months. Things are going to be thrown at you that you never thought you'd ever have, in front of you before. And it's not easy being a business owner, but if you keep your head in the game, you'll be successful. Um, Starting out, I don't know how many customers you have now, but it might not be a bad thing to keep a day job if you have one until you feel comfortable where you're at with your lawn care revenue to dive into it full time. It's always good to have that backup there because the last thing you want to do is jump into the lawn care business and not have enough customers to support, you know, your lifestyle and stuff like that. So that would be my advice. It's not going to be easy, but keep your head in the game, and you'll do just fine.
Yeah, and my advice would be, because we live it here, um, you have to put that line in the sand where there's your business and then there's your personal life. So you guys are business owners together, and then you're husband and wife. So there's been many occasions where Brandon and I have got into arguments about like
Yeah.
certain purchases, things that need to be
Oh,
made,
yeah.
stuff like that. Out of the two of us, I'm definitely the more conservative one. I'm like, we don't need that. We don't need to be doing this. We don't need to be doing that. And that can get challenging. But at the end of the day, we're a husband and wife, we're a mom and a dad. And we try when we come home from work to not always talk about work, especially in front of the kids and stuff. I mean, we do talk about like, oh, this is, this is what mom and dad did today and stuff like that. But it can't always be about that because you need to separate the two because it really could make or break a couple being in business together.
Yeah.
So we over the years have kind of worked through that, and it was a challenge and it was a struggle. I would say out of everything, that was the hardest thing for us to figure out. And after we've been in business now 3 years, I think we finally figured that out.
Well, here's the
we
thing.
finally
Right?
figured that out.
Renee, I'm not really into the money, and all the accounting and stuff like that. My heart is where the equipment is and getting my hands dirty and fixing things, and that's where I like to be. I don't really know nothing about numbers really, and that's where Renee shines. So I would say that designating certain roles in, you know,
Yes.
would be an absolute must.
Absolutely. If out of the both of you, if one of you is stronger with the financing, the bookkeeping, all that
Yeah.
stuff, put that one in charge of it. And whoever's put in charge of it, the other person needs to be on the same page with them. If they say like this is not feasible for us to buy this, stuff like that, it's really important because so quickly it could change things for the business really quickly.
Another thing that I'm going to highly suggest to you is run as lean of a business as you can.
Yes.
Don't go out and finance everything to the moon and be like, oh yeah, I'll just pay for it each month. Don't do that.
If you don't have the money to buy something, start small. That's what so Brandon and I started really small. Like Brandon said, he started with a push mower, and in certain stages you need to buy equipment in order to pick up your speed and stuff like that in order to make more money.
Yeah.
But it got to a point where we were like, okay, we need this. And I'm like, well, we need like 2 more months, like we got to use this for like 2 more months. Like, and then Brandon would be like, we need this. Like, can we buy it? And I'm like, a little bit more time because I'm always like the worried one and I don't want to finance anything. So, I mean, some things you need to, but always make sure the money's there before you go buy something.
Yeah, the only thing that we have financed, I'll tell you right now, is our right stander. That's almost paid off.
The only reason we have that financed is because it was a 0% interest-free loan through Sheffield Financial. And I just felt as though, why not use the bank's money instead of our own? It's not costing us anything extra. So might as well. But otherwise, our truck, everything we paid for in cash. We just had other equipment. We had, different trucks and stuff, used it, saved, and then we were able to buy all the stuff that we have now. So, and it's made the blow a little easier of not having a good season because you're not making all these payments and not necessarily having all the money coming in.
You know what's crazy too? It infuriated me to make the payment on that stand-up when we weren't cutting grass this summer. We had a 2-month drought where the mower was parked, not making money, and it was costing me money. That really made my gears turn and be like, that's it, not financing stuff anymore. I say a lot of what we run is junk. It's really not. I mean, we fixed it to make it good, but we buy things that are. I like buying things that are pre-owned, where I get the, you know, get it cheap. If it's got issues, I turn around and fix it. And then I'm into the machine for half of what a new one would be, and it's out there making money. You know, so long story short, just keep your business as lean as possible. That would you got to do that, especially starting off. Had
Oh
we
yeah.
not had we not done that, we probably would have been out of business. Just being honest with you.
And price yourself starting off, like try to price yourself
Yep.
generally what the market is in your area. Don't undercut yourself, don't sell yourself short. It doesn't work, because the following year when you realize that your prices need to be at a certain price, you need to know your numbers. And
Yeah.
until you figure out how much it costs you to do business per hour, then you don't know how much money you need to make on a lawn. So, if you underbid your weekly mowing accounts and then the following season you have your numbers all figured out, some of the clients will stick around, you go up on that price, and some of them won't. I mean, it's a difference of, like, if you're going up $5-10, then yes, it's due to inflation, your numbers are going up.
Yeah.
But if you're way under price, let's say your weekly mowing account, and I'm not sure where you're located, this husband and wife lawn care team that we're talking to, but it depends on what your pricing is from region to region. But let's just say, I'm just gonna use like a number, like say it's $40, but in your area your minimum 75. The following year, when you try to put yourself up to that minimum like everybody else, those customers that you think you've built a base for may not stick around. So you kind of like starting over. So it's just easier to start sometimes with less and take the time to grow it, and then know that you're sticking with those faithful clients.
Yeah. I hope we answered your question.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ken says, if you want to get some commercial accounts, you're almost too late already. Most sign the end of the year prior, but
Mhm.
you can catch some over the next 30 to 60 days. Get going on it, though. Yeah, that's great advice. You're absolutely right, Ken.
Thank you, Ken.
Yep. Um, Dario says, what's that emoji? A smiley face or something?
I can't
Or
see it.
saying hi or something. Hello.
I think
That right there.
it's a wave.
I
Or
wish
a
there was a-
sign, I think. I'm
I
not
wish
sure.
there was a way to make this chat bigger. For some reason, it's small on my computer. I'm probably doing something wrong here, but
I don't know. It's taking up the whole
it's
screen.
like you need a magnifying
But I feel like we're
glass to
taking
read the
up the
damn
whole
things.
screen, not the comments.
Ken says maybe you couldn't reach the pedals all the way to the race car. Us vertically challenged folks. Yeah, believe it or not, I had it mashed to the floor, man. That's
Yep.
all I had. And I was kind of bummed because I asked them if I could put my GoPro in the car, and they wouldn't let me. They only mounted on the exterior of the car. They wouldn't let me put the GoPro in the car. So that was kind of a bummer. But that thing was mashed. I did catch myself letting off in the corners a little early, but I also had the guy chirping in my ear telling me, do this, do that, because they put tape on the track. It's like a neon green tape, and they want you to follow the tape. So you got to listen to them while they're talking to you. They're talking to you the whole time, and if you don't do what they're saying, they'll kick you off the track. But I opened it up as much as they had. All right, where am I at? Ken, okay. The buying blower Ziggy comment was over their latest video. Maybe you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched all their videos. Yeah, he bought a Ferris stand-on blower, the smaller one.
The same one he just got rid of.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Z3.
Yeah.
Like 27 horsepower Kohler in it. Lawn Boy says, KLC Ken, did you sell your debris loader yet? Ken says, Lawn Boy, not yet. Just the tire kicker so far. S. Lazada says, are you buying any new equipment this year? That's a good question. No, I don't plan on it.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Not that I know of. I think we.
Nope. We lost quite a bit of money in 2022 from the drought. That really set us back big time. And then the water bans after the drought was over, we weren't able to aerate and overseed our lawns really. So the goal in 2023 is, again, to keep the overhead super lean. Don't buy anything that we don't absolutely need, and try to recoup some of that money that we lost last year.
This is going to be kind of a play it safe year for us. And
Yeah.
I say that because
Yep.
I'm not sure. I don't think anybody's really sure what the future holds right now. So I shouldn't say what the future holds because it's good, but
Yeah.
a lot of people are hurting at this time. So the way that Brandon and I look at it is lawn care is a luxury service,
Mm.
right? If it comes down to the point that someone is struggling financially, which a lot of people are right now, and it comes to the point of them putting heating oil in their home versus getting their lawn cut or something, it's one of those things. So
Yep.
we're playing it safe on our part and not getting any more business debt, so that way there we can have smooth sailing where a lot of it is more profitable,
Yeah.
just in case you know our customer list doesn't have that much more growth this year. This could be a really big
Yeah.
year for us, or it may not be. It depends. Like, a lot of people in the lawn care community and in our area are feeling the same way. So I feel like for us to play it safe is a better option for us right now, and kind of buckling down.
One thing that me and Renee also discussed is possibly taking on some more lawn care clients, but we're going to be extremely selective with the ones that we take on,
Hmm.
because at 75, it's a lot. It's a lot for two people, and it's 75 accounts that they're using us for pretty much everything. So mulch,
Hmm.
cleanups, stuff like that. But we will take. What do you think? Maybe 10 more tops.
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
Depends on if we
I
get
don't.
anybody that drops us.
We
But
have a lot of big properties, and even though we charge accordingly for those properties, it's just like right now for what our schedule is able to accommodate, I'd rather take on a couple more smaller properties that won't take as much time.
yeah,
Because even though Brandon and myself are working full time, we have two young kids. So it's like 1 to 2 days of rain. There's only like so many days and certain hours that we have childcare.
yeah,
And it's not, I mean, Brandon can go out on his own, and we have a helper that helps us occasionally, but it's generally him and I that both go out. So it's like, if you run behind schedule with that, it's not always easy. I mean, mowing season is one thing, but when you're trying to do mulch jobs and spring cleanups and all this other stuff, we
yeah,
stick to our word. You're not going to tell a customer, well, we've had like a week of rain, sorry, we're a month late on your spring cleanup. Like, so it really depends. We have to we're very selective on what we're going to take on
I
for
do.
our remaining
I
spots.
do occasionally go out by myself, but just to be honest with you guys, I have a medical condition, sometimes where I get internal bleeding, and um, one time I actually passed out in a customer's driveway.
Hmm.
I had internal bleeding going on. I have diverticulosis that sometimes bleeds internally. And had Renee not been there with me and called the ambulance, I probably wouldn't be here today. I lost a ton of blood to the point where they almost had to revive me, when they came and put me in the ambulance. It was that bad.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of it has to do with my weight, which is why I've been on a huge diet lately. I've actually lost 4 pounds. I was proud of myself when I stepped on the scale tonight. I went from 254 to 249, so that's good. Trying to get down to a target weight of around 200. Gotta shed the pounds. It's been killing me, but I don't like going out alone, just in case I have another flare up, or whatever. Um,
Well, it just came on so rapidly. It's like that morning he wasn't feeling well, and we were both on a job site, and then he's like, I need water. And I looked at him, I'm like, you're as pale as a ghost. So he drank the water, and then it was the scariest thing I've ever seen. Actually, he drank the water really fast, crushed the bottle, and then just totally collapsed to the ground and was like totally unresponsive. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, I immediately called for rescue.
Yep.
And he had to have like four. He was
Blood transfusions.
in the hospital in the town we were working because ambulance took him there. He was sent home, discharged from that hospital. They sent him home that night. He came home, was bleeding again, like 2 hours after being discharged. So I ended up taking him into Boston, and he got there, and they had to give him like four blood transfusions.
There's
I think
four
it
blood
was.
transfusions.
So yeah, so Brandon's back on a strict diet.
Had emergency colonoscopy. They couldn't find where the bleeding was coming from. There was so much blood. And they gave me what's called a Meckel scan, where they put you under a scanner, kind of like a CAT scan, and they try to see active blood flow. They weren't able to find it. What happens is my colon bleeds sometimes, and then it stops bleeding. But when it starts bleeding, it bleeds like you wouldn't believe. It was like
To the point he keeps passing out.
It's like having a giant open wound, but you're bleeding internally, and it gets scary. So it's something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on. Probably, I keep telling Renee, she gets mad at me when I say this, but I said they probably will be cutting me open the next time it happens and removing the bad section of colon or whatever it is that's going on in there that's causing this to happen. But that's another reason why I just don't like going out by myself, just in case, God forbid, something happens. And when it happens to me,
it comes on quick.
It comes on quick. It's like the flip of a switch. You get lethargic and everything else, and you start acting weird, and all of a sudden, boom, you're out, lights out. You don't know what's going on. So, all right. Ken says, Brandon, I got sick of punching a time clock for one person, so I decided to go into business and punch a time clocks for 100 plus people.
This is what I tell him. And then he goes, I gave up the 9 to 5. I go, you gave up the 9 to 5 for like a 4 a.m. to God knows what time, because if you eat in the summer, you get home from mowing like 7, 8 o'clock, eat dinner, and then usually you're out in the garage working on something. So it's like the big joke. I'm like, ooh, you gave up the 9 to 5. He went from working 40 hours a week to the 140 hours or something. But it's all worth it in the end to be.
Yeah, it is. It's not easy starting out, but once you get going, it's rewarding. And being a part of my son's almost 4 years old now, and it was nice because we had him in swim class this summer, learning how to swim and everything, and it was nice to be able to attend his classes and stuff like that. And we have a daughter too, and when she starts doing extracurricular activities, it's important for me and Renee to be at every single one of them. So it's nice having the flexibility as a business owner to be able to do those things. Can't do that when you're punching a time clock for someone else.
No.
So okay, where are we at? Ken says, any progress on the trailer yet, Brandon? I have a spare open trailer if you need to use it while the enclosure's tied up. Well, thank you for that,
Thank
Ken.
you, Ken. We have not
Nope.
torn into it yet.
No, I haven't started on it.
And actually, we were going to put the trailer in storage. We usually put it in storage for the winter. But I've been so worried about this trailer. I'm literally like, Brandon's like, oh, I think I'm going to go put the trailer in storage this week. I'm like, no, you're not. That thing's not leaving here. Like, that's how worried I am about this thing, because the last time I looked under it, like since we had the last blowout and we realized how bad these axles are, I looked under there and the other tires, I'm like, that's not going to make it very far at all.
It's not.
We got to get in diving into that, but we haven't yet.
I kind of been putting it off, believe it or not, and it's just, I know it's a high priority, but we've had to prioritize other things, especially going around the house right now with the contractors here. We've had some unexpected expenses come up as usual when you take on a project like this, and I'm assuming that if I have to put new axles in it, and we already know it needs 4 new tires. Um, it's going to be close to another $3,000, and I'm just not ready to drop that kind of money on it yet. But I will tear it apart and figure out what's going on with it. If there's some way that it's fixable, or it could do something to hold me over for a little while, I will do that instead of buying the new axles. But I don't know. I do have to tear into it.
I hope we can fix it because we just put axle.
The thing is with the trailer
Don't
too,
even
it's
get me
got
started on this,
the
Brandon.
trailer's old. The trailer's a '98. It was my dad's race car trailer. It's starting to show its age now. It's been taken care of its whole life, but it's starting to show its age now. And it's like, geez, I already put 2 brand new Dexter axles in it at the beginning of the season, and that was $2,000, right? $2,000.
What?
The Dexter axles that I bought.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
they were
beginning.
$2,000, and you put those in April.
Yeah,
And that's why
you know,
I'm like, what's?
I think what really needs to happen with it is it needs to put heavier duty air axles in it, but I don't know. It's one of those things, Ken. I'll figure out what's wrong with it. It's just I just haven't been quite ready to do that yet because I know what's going to happen. It's gonna be like, okay, well now it needs new axles. It's gonna be X, Y, and Z money. It's like, for God's sakes, you know. They send some snow our way. That'd help out a lot, but we got to be careful. We've had a very bad season. You guys know that. All right, where are we at now? But thank you, Ken, for your generosity. Robert says, "How are you doing today? Plus, how are things doing with the additional room?" We're doing good. We haven't
Doing
really
good.
been working. Like I said earlier in the chat, there's no snow. So yeah, the addition's coming out good. They sided the front of the house today. The whole house is sided now with the new blue vinyl siding that we put on.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
It's starting to take shape. They did the spray and insulation the other day on the addition, and they're gonna start putting drywall in it now. All the inspections have been passed, which is good. No hiccups there, and we're off to the finish line. So that's where we stand with that. This user says, "Hey, quick question. I was wondering if you know where I can get a Versamo blade for my walker." Well, I had to go to Facebook Marketplace. No, I went to the Walker Forum on Facebook to inquire about mine, and I happened to find someone that had an extra kit laying around that was brand new. For some reason, I don't know if Versamo is going out of business or they're having stock problems or what, but they're not making any more blades. They can't seem to get them in stock for whatever reason. So if you're a member on the Walker forums on Facebook, I recommend throwing a post out there saying that you're looking for them.
We got ours off of there from someone. I think he was in Alabama, wasn't he? And his name was Alan Gibson. And I think he just posted again the other day that he's got another set. Let me see. Actually,
I don't know how you remember that.
because I remember everything.
So hopefully we can find
Let me see
Alan
if I can.
Gibson for you.
Let me see if I can find Alan Gibson.
All right.
I could have sworn he said he had another set.
Ken says, in one of your recent vids with the Panther, I saw it seems to be holding up well as far as paint powder coat. Very impressive. You did well on it. Thanks, Ken. That's Krylon paint. It's not powder. The color is Mambo Pink. And that stuff is unbelievable. It bonds really well. But the thing is, too, I did sandblast everything on that machine. So I gave the paint quite a good anchor profile for the new paint to stick. I put an etch primer first, and then the Mambo Pink over it. And I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the Krylon. It's very good paint. I used the Fusion paint when I painted the hopper black, and that hasn't even chipped. I mean, it still looks beautiful. Holds up nice. Jack says, "How are we doing, guys? Just joining in now." We're doing good, Jack. Thanks for tuning in. We're just basically laying low. Not much going on here. Praying for some snow so we can get some money coming in, which would be really nice because we haven't made any money at all in a long time now. Um, F7M, do you guys do commercial snow and salting? No, we don't. We would like to get into it. Right now, we're only doing residential and we're not doing any salting. We're just doing plowing. We were talking about that earlier in the chat where maybe we'd entertain the idea of getting a commercial salter for the truck. Jim Walker, hey guys, how you doing? Hey Jim, thanks for tuning in. Lawn Boy says, "Wow, sorry to hear about your health. Hoping that you get it straightened out." Yeah, so I've been working diligently to get my health straightened out. I told you guys before, way overweight, and I need to make lifestyle changes, especially having kids. Um, what's going on with me is completely self-inflicted. Just eating like crap, not exercising, and just you know, you are what you eat, basically. So I'm on a very low carb diet, and like I said, I've already lost a few pounds, which is good. It keeps me motivated and the gears turning to keep it up. I've cut out all sugar, and I'm not eating bread. Bread was a killer for me. I used to love bread and junk food. I cut all that out. I mean, we still have lots of it in the house because the kids love it and stuff like
Hmm.
that. But I've been eating clean, and I intend to keep it that way because I don't have a choice at this point. I went from 234 pounds, I think, a couple months ago to 254 pounds in 2 months. And it gets to the point where you say to yourself, if I don't do something now, there's no coming back from this. So I said, that's it. I have the ability to, to break bad habits and stuff like that and fight the cravings for bad food. So I'm just doing it. And you know what? I got to get my health back in order. When I met Renee, I was 180 pounds, right?
Yeah.
I was 180 pounds. I've been blowing up like a tick. So enough is enough.
So I went on the Walker farm and I did pull up Alan, but it looks like he took the posting down or something. So he must already.
Someone probably jumped on it. Yeah, so in regards to the
Yeah.
Versamo, just keep going on the Walker Farm, putting it out there that you're looking for one. That's all I did, and I was lucky enough to get one. They're not cheap. I think I paid $380. Does that sound right?
I don't remember. Oh, I'll tell you right now, actually, because here it is. I just pulled up Alan again. Um, $300.
Right, but then I paid for shipping.
No.
$300. That was it.
Hmm.
All right, so I paid $300 for it, and
that was April 16th.
yeah,
Let me see. I have his phone number. Let me text him.
even better. Maybe he's got one. Maybe we'll find one for you here on the live.
We'll say.
Okay. But thank you, Lawn Boy. Yeah, I'm trying to get my health in order. Ken says, "Wow, didn't know about those health issues, Brandon. Be smart, my friend. Hope you get healthier. Keep active as possible." Yeah, that's the key, brother. You know, I got to make the change, and if I don't make the change, something bad's gonna happen, and I can't have that. So, you know, I'm just I got sick of looking in the mirror and saying, you know what, fat as hell. This has to stop now. And I've been saying it for a while. If you guys see me walking on camera, I walk funny. My feet are like inverted and stuff. I got plantar fasciitis in both feet, chronic back pain, all sorts of pains, and it's all from being overweight. And I've had enough. Enough's enough. Time to thin out. Eden says, "Dude and dudette." What's up, Doug? How you doing? Haven't heard from you in a while, Doug. I hope everything's well. Hope you're doing okay. Ken says, "I have some free time. Let me know. I'd be happy to come help you out with the trail, at least diagnose it anyways." Thank you very much, Ken. Yeah, I might take you up on that offer, actually. I just I got a few projects that I'm trying to finish out now in the garage. Um, and then I'll put all my attention towards that. Just trying to do one thing at a time, so I don't rip something apart and forget about it. I want to just get one thing done, move on to the next one, and so forth. The trailer, I got 2 more projects to complete, and then the trailer is priority. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. And you guys will see the videos coming on that thing too.
And Ken, I see all the stuff you fix, so please fix my axles. Please don't tell me I need to buy new ones.
Ken says, "Hi, Dougie Fresh." Doug says,
Hi, Doug.
"Hi, Ken." It's good to see Doug from Eden Lawn
Yeah,
Services.
I
Man. We like
know.
Doug. We like your videos.
I keep checking his channel. I'm like, oh, still no new update.
I got to make it a habit to start commenting on your videos. We do watch every one, and there's a lot of guys in the chat here that we watch all the time, and we just don't comment on the videos. We should make a point to do that so they know that we're tuning in. But yes, we do watch you. Ken says, "How's it going over there, Doug? Getting snow?" I'm just here keeping Brandon in check. Thank you so much, Ken. I appreciate that. The Christian Hardscaper, man, we really need snow. I hear that, brother. Yeah, you got that right. Got this expensive plow that I had to have, and it's not making money. Frustrating. I just laugh it off at this point. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Dylan says, "Hi. Hi, Dylan. What's happening?" Dylan. Doug says, "We've had 7 snow events so far this year. Besides that, I'm waiting for it to warm up so I can do maintenance in the shop." Nice.
Very nice.
Doug, did you end up going down south at all this winter with your camper?
I think he said he usually goes to Arizona.
Oh.
Right? I think it's Arizona, he said.
Well, Doug, have you traveled with your camper?
Doug's on the West Coast, I believe.
Felipe. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Burnt. Hey, Felipe, how you doing?
Hey,
Thanks
Felipe.
for tuning in. The Christian Hardscaper says, "Pizza is my kryptonite."
Oh, it's Brandon's too. And then I'm always the bad guy, because this is how it goes. I go, "Brandon, you're not supposed to be eating that."
Yes.
He takes it all personal, like, "Oh, are you making fun of me?" Like, I'm not making fun of you.
Don't make me
spit
out my
We
tea.
need to get things in order here. All right? Be thankful I'm saying something to you.
I can eat tons of pizza. You know what my favorite pizza is? Believe it or not, Domino's.
Ugh.
I don't know what it is.
I mean, Domino's.
The pizza to me is nothing special, but I could crush a ton of Domino's pizza.
And it's a big dough ball is what Domino's is. It's this big thick crust.
Yeah, I can crush a lot of pizza. But tonight we had chicken. And,
we had chicken.
Had a little bit of stuffing.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Renee made rolls. Had to tempt me with the rolls, but I didn't eat them.
I know. Well, it's always about moderation. Like, you can have the stuff, and I've been trying to eat a little better too. Instead of like putting this heaping mound of rice on the plate, like better. I am.
She's thin.
No, I'm not. But the thing is I have a smaller frame, so once landscaping season starts back up, I'm gonna be out there saying, "What did I do to myself this winter?" I went out there with my little weed whacker.
Oh yeah. Okay. When you look in the mirror,
when it's 100 degrees out.
When you're as big as I am, then you can say
when
that.
When it's 100 degrees out, guys, you know how it is. It's like you can feel it that much more. You're like, oh gosh. But
you know what? It was tough for me. Crawling under the right stander. I had the thing up on jack stands. This is when I knew I'm really fat. Okay. I had the thing up on jack stands.
We don't say fat. It's pleasantly plump.
I'm husky. I'm fat.
We don't use the 3-letter word.
I'm under the right stander and it's up on jack stands, and my stomach is. I had to like suck my stomach in to get it underneath the deck, to get at the middle spindle to take the blade off. And I'm like, this is enough is enough. I mean, this is craziness at this point. That's it, man. When you can't crawl under a right stander, when it's all the way up, there's a problem.
It's all about portion control, guys. I tell Brandon, you don't need like the heaping mound of rice. You can have the stuff. It's just like do like 1 cup, just cut back a little.
Ziggy says bacon, egg, and cheese bagels down here in New Jersey are unavoidable. Yeah, those are good.
We're going there too.
Yeah, we
March
are.
1st. Stay away from the bacon, egg, and cheese.
So we're going down to New Jersey to see Steve and Jimmy from Ziggy's Lawn and Landscape, and we're going to go to the expo that they have there on March 1st. March 1st, right?
Yes.
March 1st. And we're going to hang out with Steve and Ziggy again from Ziggy's Lawn and Landscape, and it's going to be a great time.
And I'm going to miss Jenna. Jenna's going to be in Florida.
Yeah. Steve's wife, Jenna's going to be in Florida visiting her family. But
that'll just give me an extra excuse to go out there to New Jersey again for a girls' trip.
Steve and Jimmy, when I come out there, do not, under any circumstances, let me eat a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Because if I eat one, I'm going to eat 5 more.
Oh.
So don't let me do it. Just say no. You're going to stick to your diet, and you're going to lose the weight. And you know what? I shouldn't even say it. I shouldn't even say diet. It's a
lifestyle change.
It's a lifestyle change at this point.
I tell Brandon the diet thing does not work here. It's out the window because if you go on a diet, then when you start reintroducing these foods, it doesn't work. It's all about portion control, lifestyle change. That's what's better.
The Christian Hardscaper says Ziggy's Lawn and Landscape, nice. Who doesn't love a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich?
Not me.
Well, Renee's a vegetarian. I tell her she eats grass all the time. I don't know how she does it.
I like my bread. That's my problem.
Yeah.
I love my bread and I love my pasta. So good. But I've been trying to stick to salad lately and salmon.
I do like salmon, the way you make it.
Well, no, you've been making it lately, and it's
delicious.
But
the way you make it's way better. All right, anyways, Jim Walker says, that's all of us. We're guilty of weight. I need to lose some. Yeah, doesn't everybody? I mean, makes me feel good that I'm not the only one that needs to lose weight, but,
We all have our, what do they call it, like guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
We're not drinkers or anything. We get into food here.
Last night, we were going to watch a movie, and I said to Renee, I think I shocked her with this one. I said, I got to go to the supermarket real quick. She goes, what for? So I got to grab some Greek yogurt.
He told me Greek yogurt. So we get to the store, and he's in the frozen section. I go, thought you were getting Greek yogurt. He goes, yeah, that frozen yogurt stuff. I said, good. So this is what I want you to do when you're in the aisle. Pull it out, and I want you to see how many calories is still in that frozen yogurt. And he's like, why? It's yogurt. I go, it doesn't matter. So
I was trying to form excuses to buy the
so
frozen yogurt.
all of a sudden, he's got the pack, and he's like looking at the back, and he's like, yeah, I think I'll go to the yogurt. I think I'll go to the dairy section and just get a regular thing of yogurt.
Yeah, so it did. Actually, it's very good. It tasted great. I got the vanilla bean flavor because the regular Greek yogurt, I can't eat it. I don't know.
Plain yogurt. I like the flavored ones too. Plain yogurt. Something about it. Ooh, that's a terrible taste.
So I had that, and I think I ate a banana.
It was this little dessert.
That was my dessert.
He had an imitation banana split.
Yeah.
Banana with yogurt.
You know what's crazy? I haven't been on this diet for a while, but I feel better already.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because most of my diet was carbs, pizza, just horrible things. And my diet consisted of the foods that you eat, and then you're like, why did I eat that? I'm ready for bed now. Now that I've been eating better, I feel like I have a little more energy. Ken says, Ziggy's, you trying to kill a man? Don't tempt Brandon. He's on a good track. 4 pounds. Great start. Yeah, thanks, Ken. I think it was 4 pounds of water weight, but hey, 4 pounds is 4 pounds, right?
I tried to make him feel a little better tonight. I said, I think the scale had a start weight of 256, not 254, but I could be mistaken.
Well, if
But
I
this all started 3 days ago. So either way,
no,
right?
I think it's
It's
been 4
moving in the right
days.
direction.
It might even be 4 or 5 days.
I'm not sure. All right, let's see.
You want to read the next one?
Ken, I was 160 pounds all my life to 28 or so then. By age 35, I was almost 210, lost 40 pounds in a year, and kept it off for over 10 years now.
Good for
Wow,
you.
good for you, Ken. That's awesome.
Yeah, Ken was telling me about that last time I saw him too. Yeah, that's awesome. So Ken, you know what it's like to carry around that weight. I'm sure all your joints were bothering you, back pain, stuff like that. Um, you know what shocked me too? At
Excuse me
my
for 1 second.
checkup with my doctor, my primary care, he told me you better do something because you're at high risk for cardiac arrest. And he goes, your body mass index is through the roof. You got high blood pressure. You know, this diverticulosis thing that you got going on is no joke. You need to slim down, and it needs to happen as quick as possible. And I was like, holy cow, I'm only 35 years old. I got to do something like now. So here we are. Felipe says, I'm looking to buy a 96 Walker diesel. Any thought on it? Well, my thought on it is the Kubota diesel engine is a fantastic engine. And if taken care of, it'll outlive the Walker by many, many years. However, they do have cooling issues.
All right, don't mind me, guys. Sorry to interrupt. Excuse me, Brandon. Can I squeeze by here? We have the hole cut in the side of the house over there, but they put up a temporary door, and they did just insulate that the other day. But I am still like, now that we're sitting in this corner, I am like freezing to death. So I went and got a blanket.
Back to the diesel. They have cooling issues, and what it is it has a reversing fan that reverses direction to get rid of debris that may be trapped inside the radiator. And what happens is a lot of the times that function doesn't work properly. So what I see a lot of guys do is what they call like hot wire in the fan, so it's always on. The fan's always on, so you won't overheat the machine. Other than that, the Kubota diesel is a fantastic engine. It does add a little bit of weight to the tractor. I think it adds around, if I'm not mistaken, 80 more pounds, 80 to 100 pounds. But it's a great engine. You know, I've had a couple of them, and the couple that I did have had cooling issues. But I guess if you hot wire the fan, you won't have any issues. It's a great motor. Don't run it out of diesel though. It's a pain to bleed the injection pump and get it started up. I made that mistake.
Yes, you did.
Ran
And
it
I
out
was
of,
like, what is going on here?
it took me like 2 hours to get it going again, and I was not happy. Other than that, I loved it. Purred like a kitten. My brother says, hey guys, we had pulled pork sandwiches tonight.
Is that your brother or
That's
your
my-
dad? I think it's your dad.
Oh, it might be my dad.
I don't think your brother has a
Well, Dad or
Google account. I think it's
Ernie.
your dad.
My dad's name is Ernie, and my brother's name is Ernie. So I'm jealous you had pulled pork sandwiches. That's something I wouldn't be able to eat right now. Thanks for throwing that in my face.
Where did you guys go? Did you guys go to Dustin's?
My parents live in Florida. They got tired of the northern weather here and jet setted to Florida. And they're loving it out there. My brother moved out there with them too.
And if I'm cold over here now with that hole in the side of the house without the heat going in there yet, I feel the draft coming. They'd have icicles coming off their nose by now, sitting in this corner. Everywhere else has been like relative, like on that side of the living room, it's been still pretty warm, but it's freezing over here.
The Christian Hardscaper says, laugh out loud, life without a pizza would be tough. Domino's pizza is great, needs to be classic crust though. I agree 100%. Glad to hear you're taking care of yourself. I lost 60 pounds a few years back I needed it. Well, thank you so much, and congrats on losing that weight. That's a lot of weight to lose, and keep up the hard work. Yeah, I like the classic crust on the pizza too. Believe it or not, I used to work at Domino's,
A
and
long time ago.
yeah, I was a pizza delivery driver, and I used to be on the line too, making pizza. I wasn't good at making the dough though. I always put a hole in it. So somebody else used to make the dough, and I used to do all the toppings and stuff. But I used to make myself pizzas all the time. The Christian Hearts gave her a smiley face. Felipe says also any updates on the Walker Model B you bought. Yeah, the update is one of our fans reached out to me and he wanted it, so I sold it to him. I told him just pay me for the gas money that I paid to go up to Maine to get it, and you can have the machine. It was sitting out back at my house, and I just didn't have time to get into it. And he was happy, and I was happy, and you were happy.
Yes, I was. When the stuff starts making its way out of the garage and into my yard, I'm like, oh no. And when we met with Ziggy's 2 weeks ago, Jenna and I were talking about this, and I'm like, so tell me, do we both feel the same way? And she's like,
Yeah.
yes. And I said, I can't take it sometimes. It's a disaster.
Yeah,
We felt the same at heart.
the machine.
But it was all in good nature.
You run out of room to put all the machines, and you're like, well, I guess I got to sit outside. The poor Skag's sitting outside now behind the shed, and I went to start that the other day. It had a dead battery. Another thing to take care of.
I know.
We're not going to keep that Skag. We're going to sell it.
No, it's
I didn't enjoy working underneath it, putting it all back together.
it's a pain to work on.
It is a pain to work on. It's built like a tank, and I love the build quality of the machine, but it is just too much. It's too much. I mainly bought it for the channel just to have some content. Plus, I had a blown Kawasaki motor that I had never rebuilt before, and I wanted to get into rebuilding Kawasaki's. And I thought it'd be good channel content for you guys. But not knocking the Skag. It's a great mower. It's not a great mower for us. Off camera, I was doing a lot of cursing at it, working underneath it, and it was very dangerous working underneath that machine. I even had it up on jack stands, but that thing comes down on you. Forget it. You're sayonara.
There was actually at one point, Brandon came in and he's like, I need help with this mower out there. And I was like in the kitchen or something. So our son followed us out there and he saw us doing something and he's like, I don't think this is such a great idea, guys.
I was working under the machine.
It just didn't go too well. It was a challenging machine to work on.
I dropped the clutch right on my face, and the clutch is very heavy. And I was trying to line it up with the crank and the keyway, and I'm under there, and I'm holding it up with one hand while trying to put the bolt in the other, and it slipped down. It hit me like right in the side of the cheek, and I was like done with it at that point. I was like, forget this. I love the walkers, how everything's right in front of you. I don't have to get under the machine. That's one thing Walker has going for him. But the Skag was a pain. It was a pain to work on.
Although there's one walker that you're working on that you said is different now. You were telling me that the other day.
Yeah, the walker that you guys saw where I built the engine and converted it to a carburetor, the yellow one. I still got to make part 3 on that, which is going to be painting it all up. But that they put a different mounting system for the engine inside the machine. They use a through bolt instead of a threaded bolt, and they had nuts on the other side. Well, to get it, there's no room to get a wrench in there to get the nuts off the other side, and plus it was caked up with grease and oil and everything else. I ended up taking the cutoff wheel and cutting the engine bolts right off it, right from underneath to get the engine out. I'm like, why on earth would Walker put a through bolt through there? That's just nonsense. There was nothing wrong with the threaded in bolts that were in the block. That was one thing that ticked me off. I was like, that's ridiculous. Why would you change that? You know, you overcomplicated it. All right.
Let's see.
Ken, sounds like you just need taller wheels on the stander mower. Problem solved. Yeah. Well, hopefully soon I'll be able to fit underneath it. No problem. Snyder Nick 0202. Can you guys say happy birthday to me? It's Thursday this week, and I'm gonna be the big 21.
Oh, awesome! Happy 21st.
Yeah, happy 21st. Have a safe 21st birthday.
Yes.
I know what I did on my 21st birthday, and it involved drinking.
Yep.
So be safe. Don't do anything stupid, but enjoy yourself. And yeah, happy birthday from the Brent's Lawn Care crew. Ziggy says, we will drive right past them. I'm on my winter diet now, too. Good for you. I must be talking to Steve because Jimmy's thin.
Oh, Steve already said he was. Yeah,
Steve, you're thin, too, but I understand. We talked about that before. Steve, can you imagine if you were big as me? Holy cow, you know. You'd really be on a diet. Lawn Boy says, I started a diet this week. I gained 20 pounds since lawn season stopped. This sucks. Yeah. You'll get back to normal once the season starts.
You'll be back to it.
Yeah.
Once you get the heat of the summer, be sweating off the pounds.
My dad or brother, I don't know who it is. Dad or Ernie, let me know if it's
your
you.
Dad.
Okay, all right. It is my dad. I'm reading the bottom comment now. Yeah, he went to Dustin's barbecue. He loves Dustin barbecue. Ziggy says, when do you guys think you'll start your spring cleanups?
Well, if we continue not getting any snow, I'm hoping March 1st. But we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we usually start the first week of April, but if the winter continues the way it is now, I mean, we could be out there doing spring cleanups now. It's like the craziest thing. It's so crazy. There was actually our neighbor earlier today was actually out there on his ride-on mower, like picking up whatever back. He's always working in his yard. So I'm like, look at this guy's out there. We could be too.
The winter has been non-existent. I was out in a t-shirt today.
Hey, what are you doing?
You want to come say hi?
You got up?
Yes. Come here.
Come say hi.
Little Brandon.
The kids were in bed, but I guess he's wide awake now.
Come here.
Oh, you can tell Dad got you dressed tonight. He's like dressed for Florida.
Say hi to the YouTube.
Hi.
Give a big wave. Everybody's watching.
Say thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in.
In case you guys don't know, this is Brandon Jr. And he's going to be almost 4 years old.
Yeah. How long until you turn 4?
In a few months.
In a few months,
In a few months, that's right. Tell everybody how you rode on the right stander the other day.
I rode on the right stander myself.
That's right. You going to cut grass someday?
Yeah.
You going to fix machines too?
Yes.
You like fixing machines?
Yeah, but how did you get on this?
I clicked the button that said go live, and then I went live. See all these people here?
Yeah.
Those are our fans that are watching us, that are asking us questions.
Why do you ask a
Because they want to know what we're up to. And
making faces?
Yeah. They tune into the channel.
But why can you can't turn the TV on for we can see us on TV?
Because you can see yourself on the computer.
Let's see, where are we now? Oh, Ken. That's why my shop is miles away from my house. I live the Sanford and Sun life too. Impossible to prevent dirt and grease from getting in the house, light switches, sink, etc. Yes. Yeah. I'm always chasing Brandon around with my little microfiber rags and my cleaning supplies. So he comes in, I'm like, I leave notes now. Like, we have a room that connects like the mud room to the garage. I usually leave a sign. just vacuumed and mopped floor. Please take shoes off.
You know what's
Usually have all
funny?
kinds
Like,
of tape and signs.
when I power washed the floor today, it's so clean that I don't even want to work out there.
Daddy.
But
But why can't we just get Siggy first?
what about Ziggy?
Let's see. Well, where are we here?
Well, Daddy, why can't we just get Siggy
Jay
first
says
like
it's the
that?
dad body.
Ziggy's watching us.
Your dad says your house is quiet. Where are the kids?
Well, one of them's right here now.
Well, you jinxed us because they were in
And
bed.
Audrey's in bed.
But here he is. Here's
And
one.
Audrey's in bed.
And Audrey's in bed sleeping too. And you were in bed too. What happened? You wanted to come down and check it out? What was going on? You woke up?
I wanted to get up because I wanted to see.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know we were doing the live and you wanted to say hi to everybody?
Ken, wait just a minute, Renee. I didn't see you complaining when there were pieces of the Pink Panther all over the place. And if I remember correctly, you brought it home. I got your back, Brandon. Yes, you're absolutely correct. But I got to tell you, it was a lot neater when I was working out there with Brandon.
When she brought that thing home, I was like, what's this thing doing here?
And then as we started pulling it apart, though, I'm like, so since this is something that we're working on, we're gonna do it my way. So like, we're gonna have it just so.
She labeled out all the parts.
Boxes labeled with everything. I go out there and he'll have stuff all over the place. I'm like, oh God, I gotta go back inside. It's better when I just close my eyes and just don't look.
I'm kind of talking my YouTube friends.
Oh,
all right, go ahead.
Say hi.
Tell them what you want to say.
Hey, but Audrey's in bed and I'm down here.
That's right. That's okay. That's because
Renee labeled out all the parts of the Panther in a Ziploc bag, as if I didn't know where the parts, went and stuff like that.
I even labeled oil dipstick, and he's like, "Are you serious, Renee?" And I'm like, I just want it in its own bag.
It actually kind of helped out with the bolts and stuff like that, but I've built a lot of walkers by now. I know where all the parts are, but she labeled every single one of them.
He's like, I don't think I need a dipstick labeled. I'm like, well, that's what we're gonna do.
What? Right. You press that button, that white button?
Your dad,
yeah, but you don't want to hit that button.
Your dad says
that'll get offline.
Your brother says you need to buy a John Deere and build a bigger garage. Well, Stander is pretty much like a John Deere.
Yeah.
Wright's building the John Deere Standers.
Yeah. Being outside. It's cold outside.
It wasn't cold today.
And as far as the bigger garage, maybe. We'll see how organized he keeps the size that we have now.
But it was cold today.
I don't need double the space, double the mess. We'll say. All right.
Mike V. So what are you guys gonna do to get more customers, and how do you guys charge them? Well, we're gonna advertise on Facebook Marketplace. Maybe throw an ad in the paper.
Yes, I can. Want to sit under the blanket?
And how do we charge them? Well, it's based off of how big the property is. We're not dropping the gate for anything less than $75 this year. I can tell you that.
Yeah, bud.
$75 is around half an acre.
It's really nice day out.
That's the way I price it.
It's a nice day out today.
Yeah. And also how much trimming is involved. If it's got a lot of mulch beds and stuff like that, the price is going to go up. So that's how I price it.
Okay. Well, we got to listen and we have to read.
Jay says keto ice cream.
I've actually heard really good things about that. Yeah, I've actually heard really good things about the whole keto diet, Brandon.
Lynn Samuel, how long have you guys been married, and how did you meet?
Can I press that button?
We've been married now 10 years, almost. Wait a minute, do I have that right?
No, we've been together 10 years.
We've been together 10 years, and we've been married 8?
7.
See, I don't know these things.
I should have joked and said he doesn't know anything.
Don't press that.
Why?
Because you're gonna hang up on people.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So how do we meet? I met her on a dating website.
Yeah.
Plenty of fish.
It's really nice day out today.
And it was all history. The crazy thing is we were in so many places together and didn't even know.
You know, it was funny when I first messaged her. 2 weeks went by and she didn't respond back, so I was kind of like mad about that. I was like, "Oh, how dare you not respond to me?" So I sent her another message, and then she ended up responding, and then the rest was history.
Can I show you my truck?
You want to show me your truck?
Yes.
All right, go get it.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Okay. So that's how that happened, Lynn. Harold says, hello, Brandon and Renee. Starting a landscape business this year, local Canton. Hope to see you guys around. Oh, congrats on starting your business.
Yeah, congratulations in Canton. That's not too far from us.
Yeah, we don't service the Canton area, but we're always in there. We're always around Canton, just driving around.
Yeah, we have family in Sharon, which is right next to Canton.
Drop the name of your business for us in the comments, and we'll be sure to take a mental note so when we see you, we'll wave to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, did you put batteries in that truck for him?
We didn't have batteries. We ran out.
I just bought some today, but okay.
No, I didn't put them in. Snyder Nick 0202, thank you. And I'm not going to do anything stupid, but my dad passed away this year, so I'm going to get a tattoo in memory of him.
Oh, that's really nice.
I'm very sorry for your loss. I think that getting a tattoo of him is awesome. Again, our hearts go out to you, and stay strong and definitely show us what that tattoo looks like when it's done. I got a few tattoos, but that's a long story. I actually had half of it lasered off.
I crack up every time your mother tells me that story.
Yeah, so I had a.
Your dad's probably laughing behind the computer screen right now if he's still on here. Like, he's gonna come up with some kind of comment to put in the chat now about that tattoo.
My first tattoo was a pinup girl, and she happened to be nude.
Wait, was it the pinup girl first, or was it BRB? Wasn't it BRB?
I got my initials tattooed on me on a boat.
That came first, right? Then you covered that up with the pinup girl. Is that how the way it went? Okay.
Yeah. And then I decided to have it covered up with something that didn't even make sense. I don't even know what it was.
So I never saw the BRB tattoo or the pinup girl. When Brandon and I started dating, which was 10 years ago, I saw this monstrosity on his arm here. The guy, Brandon, hates this tattoo. They made some kind of mess of it.
It looked like a blob.
I don't know. He hasn't been happy with it for a while. But the pinup girl, this story's funny. So Brandon's mom tells me the story that he came home and she says, "What the heck is that on your arm?" And then he goes, "It's a tattoo." And she goes, "That's good. That looks nice now. But wait till you're in your 40s or 50s. Her, I got to keep it G-rated here, female parts are going to be sagging down to your legs by the time."
So, long story short, I started getting it lasered. And the guy did a few sessions on me, and then he passed away.
Yeah.
So
hey, bud, sit down.
I've never done anything with it. It's half gone now. It's just it's a big blob. It doesn't even make sense.
Hey, bud, sit down. Sit down, buddy.
Maybe I'll cover it up with something. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just get it lasered completely. Those are the only tattoos I have. But I initially wanted to get full sleeves done on both arms, but I don't have the money for that right now. That's low priority. Hey, if you're going to be on the live, you got to behave, okay?
Let's see. Can anybody tell me if it hurts pretty bad or not? I have a few on my back, and it does hurt, but it's not like terrible at all. It depends on where you're putting it, I think. Some areas are more painful than others, but no, it's definitely manageable.
Depends where you get it. If you get it on your arms and stuff, it hurts a little bit.
I heard that the ribs are really tough.
The ribs, the neck is a tough area.
Hey.
Under the armpit's a tough area, and the inner part of the arms is a tough area. But if you're getting like the outsides done, you'll be fine.
And also, we're not gonna go in there right now, bud, because it's really cold in there.
What about this poor jacket on?
Jay says, my new
Right now.
addiction is
Wow,
peanut
here,
butter
see?
and celery.
Yeah.
Cream cheese is also yummy, less fat. That's good.
Hello. Oh, look at what I got. Look at this is my dad's phone.
Yeah, that's my phone, buddy. Okay.
I got my dad's phone.
Ken says, yes, a tattoo hurts, but you can handle it. Yeah, I agree. Ken says, that's like labeling a spoon in the silverware drawer.
I showed Kenny that.
Yep.
I showed Siggy that.
Ken says, nice truck, Junior. It needs Brenda's lettering on the side.
What? Oh,
Ken-
birds. He put a stat down there.
Oh.
Hey.
Mom.
Tanner says, how's it going? It's going all right, Tanner.
I showed Siggy. I showed Siggy the. See, this is my dad's phone.
Yeah, Ziggy's is on here. You can say hi to them.
Say hi to Ziggy's. They're watching right now.
So, Steve, there is this
Yeah,
landscaping
look it,
truck
I'm on
that's
phone.
always parked in the
What are you
Shaw's
on?
Plaza, like
Get
about
off it.
2 miles down the street from our house. So when
Hey,
we go shopping there, the
leave
truck
my
is
phone
always there.
back.
So my son, every time we go, is like, hey, is that Ziggy's here? And I'm like, no, bud, that's somebody else's truck. Ziggy's truck's in New Jersey. And he's like, but that's the same truck that's in their videos. And I'm like, it is the same truck. And the lettering and stuff looks very similar, but it's not their truck.
Brian says, what's up? Nothing much, Brian.
Hey,
Thanks
Brian.
for tuning in. Not much going on here at all.
My dad's phone.
Kelsey, Ken, I avoided tats all my life until my mom died, and I got one in memory of her. I am glad I did. Never regret it since that day was 2011.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is that noise? Brandon?
Memi says, God says not to mock your body. You were bought with a price. You were bought with a price. Yep. Ziggy says, ha, that's funny. Junior is going to be a worker, I can already tell. Yeah. He enjoys working on machines and driving the right stand around. He's only 4 years old.
Brandon, Ziggy's is writing to you
Hey,
right now.
Steve's talking to you.
Yeah.
Tell him how you drive the stand up.
Yeah, but why isn't that too? Well, it's coming through the phone now.
No, talk to him.
No, it's coming through here.
He's watching you.
See that logo right there?
See that?
Ziggy's? That's what he
Ziggy's.
typed to you.
Wait,
He said you're going to be a worker. Is that true?
wait, but now my phone's coming to your phone now.
Don't worry about the show on the phone.
Well,
Worry about this show right here.
with Daddy.
Ziggy said you're going to be a worker. Is that true?
Wait, but my soul's coming to your phone now, not to that phone.
Ugh, he's obsessed with this show T-Rex Ranch. That and Blippy. He watches Blippy.
Brandon, Ziggy said, Brandon
Don't do
Jr.,
that.
your girlfriend will be born this July. We can start planning the wedding now.
I don't got a girlfriend.
Are you going to have a girlfriend someday?
Did you know Ziggy's
No,
is having
I'm
a
not
baby
girl.
girl? No, you're not a girl, but Ziggy's is having a baby girl.
Baby girl. See that?
Steve and Jenna are having a girl.
They're having a baby girl. Like you have a baby sister?
Wait.
They're having a baby girl.
Yeah, but they are a boy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but you going to have a girlfriend someday?
But I'm not a girl.
I know you're not a girl. Are you going to get married someday?
No, I'm gonna get bigger like a boy.
Yeah.
Like you.
You don't get as big as me.
I am.
Oh. You don't want to be as big as me, man.
Well, I'm already getting big.
I know you are getting big. You're getting tall.
Yeah, you're gonna be a big boy.
You might be 6 foot. You might be 6 feet tall. Hey, tell Ziggy how you drive the right stander.
I tried to my stand today. Daddy turned it on because I'm just a little boy. I can't turn it on. But Daddy turned
Right,
it on.
Daddy doesn't let you turn it on by yourself
Well, why?
because you're only 4 years old.
Well, you're gonna show me how to turn
No,
it
because
on.
if I show you how to turn it on,
You'll turn it
you're
on.
going to drive it out of the trailer
Next
and
thing you know, we'll be like, where is
crash
he
into
going?
something.
No, well, I'll just back it up.
I'll let you drive it in the yard. You gonna mow the lawn?
Yeah, but I'll just back it up myself. But then I'll just back it up, and then just turn and go right in the grass.
Which mowers do you like better, Walker or right?
Right stander.
You like the right stander?
Yes.
I thought you liked Mommy's Walker.
Yeah, but I like the walker and the right stander.
What's your favorite mower?
The walker and the right stander.
You like both of them?
Mhm.
Wow.
You like them
You gonna drive the Walker around too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, but what about you drive the right stander when I drive the walker?
Okay. We can make that happen.
Okay.
The only thing is, on the Walker, you gotta ride on Mom's lap.
I can. Why can you just can't let me drive the walker and the grass all by myself like we did last time?
Because I gotta teach you how to drive the Walker.
Then
You gotta turn that off so our viewers can hear what we're saying. Brandon, turn that off, please. He's got that thing blaring.
Put
I'll
that
just
down,
turn-
buddy.
You can have
Do
it
you
on.
want to
Just
put
turn it
your
down.
headphones on? Can you put your headphones on with it?
All right.
Which
yeah,
one?
but it's not coming to the phone.
Oh, well, let's see how you can. Let me see how to.
Brian says, I am 13 in Greenwich, Connecticut. I have 15 weekly lawns. Love the videos. Thanks. Thanks, Brian.
Don't
Yeah,
touch
that's awesome.
I
You're
don't get that phone.
you're 13 years old and you
No,
got
no, no, right
15
here.
weekly lawns. That's great.
Wait, can I press it?
It's awesome that you
No, that's
started
not the right
young.
one.
By the time you hit 18 years old, you have a huge business. Keep up the good work. Lynn says, do you do leaf cleanups? If so, do you bag them or just mulch them? Yeah, we do leaf cleanups. We normally we take the leaves with us. Normally we take the leaves with us with the leaf loader. We blow them to the truck and suck them up with the leaf loader. Very seldomly do we dump on a customer's property unless they say that
You gotta keep it
we
low.
can
Do
do
you
that.
want to go over there?
Yeah, I'll see if it didn't make the first.
I have not mulched the leaves. I do have a Walker mulch deck, but I normally just use that for lawn mowing and not mulching leaves in. I found that mulching leaves in kind of leaves a mess,
It's not coming to the phone.
and a lot of our customers they want the leaves taken away.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, it's not
My
coming
dad
to
says
the
Mom
phone.
and I will be celebrating 48 years on Wednesday. Been together for 50 years. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, my parents have been married a long time.
Brandon, did you know that Nana and Bampi's anniversary is on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Can you say happy anniversary?
Happy birthday.
Happy anniversary, Bampi.
Happy anniversary, baby.
And Nana.
And Nana.
You gotta look at the
Look at
camera and tell.
Up here, buddy.
I need to do necklace. It's not coming to the phone. This to the phone now.
All right, I'll have Dad do it in a little bit.
No, I'll do it.
Lawn Boy says, congrats. Lynn says, how many services do you offer? Well, we offer lawn mowing. We offer fall cleanup, spring cleanup, snow plowing, dethatching, aeration, and overseeding.
Mulch installation, edging.
Mulch edging. We do take on some pruning jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Like hedge trimming, stuff like that. New lawn installations we do. We've done a few of those. That's about it.
Hey, Mom. I need to necklace. This is not
Brian,
coming to
Ken
that
says,
phone
Brian,
at
great
all.
job. Just try and always do the right thing, even when people are not looking. Honest, hardworking people will be successful.
Yep.
Yeah, Ken, you hit the nail right on the head with that. You're absolutely correct. Always be true to yourself. Always do the best job you could possibly do. Don't take shortcuts, and your work will speak for itself. Your reputation is absolutely key. A lot of our customers that hire us hired us because of the reputation we have. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Facebook, and I highly recommend.
Why is this
I highly
doing this?
recommend that you have your customers write you reviews if they haven't already, because a lot of customers read them. What we do is when we take on a new customer, once we're done with them for the season, We ask them to give us an honest review on Facebook and Google, and that's actually helped build our business. Because a lot of people read. I know I read reviews when I buy something online, or if I'm checking out another business. So it's very critical.
What kind of person next to that?
Ken says you forgot Walker Restoration on your list of services.
That's Dad.
Yeah.
Dad,
What?
how do you not get to that phone?
You don't have your headphones down there.
He does,
Oh.
but it disconnected it somehow.
They're probably dead.
No, they're not.
The battery must not last very long in them then. But
Well.
Bud, go get the headphones for Dad, please, and he'll see if he can connect it for you.
Yeah, the Walker stuff is fun, but I've been diving into other mowers too now.
Right there, buddy. Right here.
Oh, I didn't like to bring that phone down.
Ziggy says, how many days off of school does Brandon Jr. get to go to work with you guys?
Well, he
Oh,
hasn't
yes,
started
I
school yet. He's starting in the
am.
fall, September. So
Oh.
he'll be with us a good part of the summer.
Hey, Mom's talking.
Last year, towards the end of the season, we started taking him to
Sit
work. Like last year, we took him like twice a week, right, with us.
Yeah.
So right now we're doing about twice a week, and we usually take him on the days that there's not as much going on because it can be a little distracting with his attention span. Like we'll be mowing, and then he's like, "Hey, Mom, look at this over here," and I'm like, "Get back over here." So right now it's about 2 days a week. But next year he's going to school possibly full time, right,
I
Bud?
can go all
If you
the
get
way
into
up.
the school that we applied you to.
Hey,
So
Yeah,
then
is it- Use your headphones.
we'll only be able to take him like maybe a couple hours here and there
where can I
once
get
he's at school.
Hey,
Let's see.
All right, go sit on the couch.
Do you pay for Facebook or do you just do the free ads? We did at one point a few years ago pay for Facebook ads, but now we just do free ads, and they seem to work for us now that we're at, at the level that we are and not trying to advertise as much. But there was a while there that you were paying for Facebook ads, I remember.
Yeah. It goes either way. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I
Mhm.
don't.
I feel like right now, so we do advertise, but anytime like a customer calls me, I always ask them, like, so how did you hear about us? And for us now, I feel as though the calls that we get aren't necessarily like, well, I found you, through Facebook or something like that. Like usually now it's like, well, I was recommended by you from this person. So that's like how we're getting a lot of our business now. And we do service a lot of people that are either friends or family and stuff like that. But there are some stragglers that come in based off of like an ad that we put out or something like that.
hey,
What?
can I sit on your lap too?
Hey, bud, because you have the headphones on now, you don't yell too loud, okay?
Well, can you sit? Can I sit on you?
Yeah.
One boy says, have to run. Take care, guys. See you on the next one. Yeah, we're going to be wrapping up this live tonight, too. It's well past
Bye,
your
little boy.
bedtime.
Oh, yes.
And believe it or not, we're in bed early, too. We go to bed early. Wake up early, too.
Yeah.
Tomorrow and we're getting up early tomorrow, too. What are we doing tomorrow, buddy? Can you hear me with those on? What are we doing tomorrow? Take these off for a minute. Why are we getting up early tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow? Can you tell the YouTube fans what we're doing tomorrow? Speak up.
You supposed to be going at work?
We're going to breakfast.
Wait, I'm coming too.
Yes, we're going
Of
to
course you're
breakfast
coming to
tomorrow, and
breakfast.
where else are we going after
Wait,
breakfast?
but I'm gonna fall asleep at this.
Where are we going after breakfast tomorrow?
At the playground, I guess.
Where did I say we were going? Where did Nana and Papa want to take you tomorrow?
Don't plug that in there.
The trampoline park that you love.
Yeah.
And we're going at the playground too.
Yes, and you wanted to go to the playground. That's right.
So we're going up to breakfast, and then we're going to
A kids trampoline park.
A
And at
trampoline
first,
park.
like the first time we like heard of this place, I'm like, ooh, trampoline park. But this place is really neat. It's geared towards kids our age, and it's awesome. It's like this whole big open area, and it's pretty cool. So we're gonna do that, and then
Can the trampoline
wanna-
handle me?
yeah, it's the same one that we usually go to.
It's not gonna snap in half.
It's the same one that we usually go to. And then we're gonna go to the park because Brandon wants to go on the swings, and then we're gonna be home before 3:00 to watch the football game.
Yep, and watch a football game after we get back.
So we're taking the day off tomorrow. We're doing family
Yeah,
stuff
there's some
tomorrow.
good football games on tomorrow, so you know we'll be watching those.
Yep.
Wait.
KC's playing tomorrow.
Are we gonna watch?
So Lynn Samuel says your recommendation for advertising for a new business.
Mom.
Local newspaper, social media, Facebook, stuff like that. Believe it or not, the newspaper works great. I ended up picking up all the older clients at first that didn't really use the computer and weren't fluent with the internet. They read the newspaper. So when we first started out, I posted an ad in the paper, and we got 15 clients from it, at least.
Yeah, it was something like
It
that.
was 15 clients
The
from
newspaper that we put the ad in, did a bunch of areas. It was
Yeah. Ooh. It was
what
cheap,
was it, the
too.
Sun Chronicle or something like that? And
Yeah, we put it in the local
It
paper.
did 5 towns or something. It did Attleboro, Rentham. There was I think 5 towns or something.
I ran the ad for a month, and the first couple of clients that I got paid for the ad that I ran for a month. So it was basically free.
Oh, I just saw that Jay said hello, George. I missed that. So Jay, I need to ask. I saw in a few of our videos that you commented when Brandon had put out about a nickname for me, and you said, George, you said something about it was from a show, a childhood show or something you used to watch. So what is the show? Because I'm curious. I want to check this out. Lynn, do you have a tight root density? We are starting to. So we live in Easton now. And when we started our business, we were in Attleboro, and a lot of our clients are still out in that area. So out in that, we do still travel out to that area, and a lot of them are still there. But when we go out that way, the route density is awesome. It's boom, boom, boom.
We have
move
7
down.
houses right next to each other.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So as much as Brandon and I are trying to make our way to this area because this is where we live now, it's so hard to give up that because the route density is there. So even though we want to take more in this area, we just haven't really made the transition 100% yet. It's just been, I also just feel so bad. Our customers are used to us out that way. So, and they're awesome customers. We're not just going out there to just mow their lawn. They're using us for full services. So I can justify making the trip out there and working in that area all day. So yes, route density for us is pretty good.
What's going on in our area is we got a lot of heavy hitter landscape companies that have been around a long time. And a lot of the people in this particular area use those bigger companies.
They went to high school here, and they started mowing grass when they were 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
And
been in the business 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Could crush a little guy like me in an instant if they wanted to. So we have some business in our area now, but
not enough to make the whole transition out this way yet.
Yeah, not enough to make the whole transition out this way yet. So what we've been doing, is focusing on the areas that we do have.
And then there's designated days. Obviously, if it rains, then that changes. But say Tuesdays is our route for Attleboro. We do all the houses. We're in the area, but we're mostly working in Attleboro.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, we do service a lot of towns right now. We're servicing Attleboro,
I'm fine.
Plainville, a little bit of Rehoboth, Mansfield. Did I say that already? Attleboro, Mansfield, Rehoboth.
Yeah, but we've cut back on those now.
Yeah, but we still have some
Plainville,
customers.
yeah, Plainville's done now.
Yeah, I mean, but we went through our route and we're picking the days. You know, like one day we'll do say Attleboro and Rehoboth, bang those out. The next day, we start always working our way back home. So when the truck goes out there, you know, you're making it so we do have good route density. A lot of our towns are close together. It's not like these things are like really far away, you know. So we have an okay route density. But it's not where it needs to be.
Brand, you're yelling, bud. Hey, you have the noise canceling headphones on, so you can't hear that you're yelling.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight, guys. We appreciate you taking the time and tuning in. We wanted to jump on tonight and see how everybody was doing. Thanks for the comments that you guys have been giving us. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate it. Anything to add?
I don't know. We'll see you guys on the next video. I'm hoping we can get some footage for you guys.
Yeah.
Like I said, if we lock down that job for the removal of the blueberry bushes, we'll take you guys along on that one.
I'll see you in the morning and in the doctor.
We're going to leave it off with Lynn. Lynn said, "This is my first sit-in live with you guys. I'm a big fan now. Thanks for doing this." Well, we appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And again, you know, you guys are awesome, taking the time out of your day to watch and come in the lives and chat with us. And this is what we love doing.
Hey, Dad, we gotta go upstairs in my room and go to bed.
I know.
We know,
past
bud.
your bedtime.
Ziggy says, "Can't we see that engine up and running?"
Hey.
Yeah, me neither. Hopefully it doesn't leak.
Hey.
We'll find out. But thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good night.
Good night, guys. See you.
Hey, can I press
Brandon,
that?
say good night.
Say good night, Brand.
Good night, but can I press that?
Yep.
You can press
Good night,
it.
everybody.